Russian army have stolen power generators from electrical station in Ivanki, Kyiv region. Video of convoy with them filmed in Mozyr, Belarus. Russian missiles hit oil depot in Novomoskossk and a plant in Sinelnikov. One civilian killed, 5 wounded as result of Russian army shelling in Rubizhne. According to Kursk governor, border checkpoint Sudza was shelled with mortar. Russian border guards had to return fire. Turkish Foreign Ministry, the targeting of civilians in the towns of Bucha and Irpin cannot be accepted, and we are waiting for an independent investigation. The EUCO President Charles Michel says that sanction measures on oil or gas will be needed, sooner or later. Ukrainian military liberated Dobryanka, Trudolubivka and Novoznesensky villages in the north of Kherson region. Poland's PM at Morawiecki M. If don't act now, the Bucha massacre will only be a prologue. Poland calls for EU agreement on confiscation of Russian oligarchs' property and Russian state assets in the Western Bank's ban for Russian oil imports, International Committee investigating Russian war crimes. Drone video of trenches excavated by Russians in the Chernobyl radiation area. Firefighters extinguished fires after Russian missile strikes at oil enterprises in Dnipropetrovsk region for over 8 hours. Over 8 hours. Over 8 hours. Missiles launched over Belgorod this morning, possible air defense. Mariupol City Council reports that Russians started to sweep away the traces of their war crimes in the town and burn the bodies of murdered residents en masse in mobile crematoria. Germany is in confidential discussions with Kyiv about possible security guarantees it could offer Ukraine to ensure its safety after Russia's invasion, Chancellor Olaf Scholz told the Bundestag. A column of Belarusian and Russian military equipment was moving along the M8 highway towards the Novaya Huta border crossing point. The equipment includes Mosh trucks, Kamaz and Ural trucks, Tornado U. Some of the vehicles are marked with B. Heads of military administrations of Kharkiv, Luhansk and Donetsk regions ask the population to evacuate the regions as soon as possible due to aggravation of the situation. A Ukrainian Stunya PATGM operator hitting a Russian tank 3,600 meters away somewhere in the east of the country. At least 10 residential apartments complexes on fire in Severodonetsk as result of Russian army shelling. Stoltenberg, we must take into account the effects of Russian aggression and the new role of China in NATO's strategy. The Kremlin, a phone call between Putin and the Hungarian Prime Minister on Ukraine. A Red Cross convoy arrives in Zaporizhia with refugees from southeastern Ukraine. War in Ukraine could last months, even years, says NATO chief. Britain's at Defence HQ Intel releases satellite imagery of Bucha, Ukraine. Imagery dated 21 March 2022 shows at least 8 bodies identified lying in a street in Bucha. Bucha was occupied by the Russian armed forces until 31 March 2022. Damage in Vuhledar as result of shelling. Russian militants in Shyrokhin shelling Mariupol city with Grad rockets today. The UK has imposed a full asset freeze on Russia's largest bank Sberbank and committed to end all imports of Russian coal and oil by the end of 2022 in retaliation to Russia's continued invasion of Ukraine. UN will vote tomorrow to suspend Russia from its Human Rights Council. Of the almost nearly 130 battalion tactical groups that the Russians applied to this invasion, the U.S. still assesses that they still have more than 80 inches BTGs inside Ukraine, according to a senior U.S. defense official. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State, "We will hold Putin and his aides accountable, and we believe that Bucha is just the beginning of what we will see." Ukrainian army controlled Osokorivka village in Kherson region.
Триває 42-га доба героїчного протистояння українського народу російському воєнному вторгненню. Ворог продовжує підготовку до наступальної операції на сході України з метою встановлення повного контролю над територією Донецької та Луганської областей. Російські окупанти здійснюють перегрупування військ та ведення розвідки, намагаються покращити тактичне положення окремих підрозділів в Південно-Бузькому операційному районі та закріпитись на адміністративних кордонах Херсонської області.
U.S. military official, Ukrainians are training to operate Switchblade drones. Biden, we will continue to provide Ukraine with weapons to defend itself, such as advanced drones, Javelin missiles, and others. Rescuers fully cleared M06 highway Kyiv-Zhytomyr from explosives, allowed to open traffic. Civil defense engineers still working to remove UXOs from Irpin, Bucha, Hostomel in Kyiv region. 4 killed, 4 wounded as result of Russian army shelling in Vuhledar. European Union, new sanctions against Russia will not be the last. Russian Ministry of Defense accuse Ukraine in preparation of false flag operation with chlorine in Pervomysky of Kharkiv region. 3 killed as result of Russian army shelling in Balaklia, Prosecutor's Office of Kharkiv region. Portugal will send defensive and offensive war material to Ukraine. João Gomes Cravinho confirmed today that Portugal will send, in the near future, war material, either defensive or offensive, to Ukraine. The country will send ammunition and weapons to Ukraine. Council of Europe, Bucha events in Ukraine a war crime and those responsible must be held accountable. Lozova in Kharkiv region was shelled with missiles. Shelling reported in Kharkiv. More explosions audible in Kharkiv.